If reality ever changed, would you notice? Most people wouldn't, but some of you already felt it. Everything you're about to hear is part of public law, online theories, and unverified stories. Take it as entertainment or as an invitation to question reality. There's a theory circulating online, whispered in forums, late night podcasts, and digital rabbit holes that suggests something extraordinary. Reality didn't break, it shifted. And the alleged trigger was buried deep beneath the ground on the border of Switzerland and France. CERN, a name that resonates with both scientific marvel and whispered speculation, a place built to smash particles together. But some people believe that when the experiment reached its most extreme energy levels in 2012, something unexpected happened. Something beyond the realm of conventional physics. Something subtle, something quiet, something that didn't tear a hole in reality but nudged it. A delicate yet profound alteration to the very fabric of existence. The story begins with a moment, just a fraction of a second, when the world felt heavier. People online describe sudden ringing in the ears, a wave of dizziness, a feeling as if time paused and then released. Most ignored it, dismissing it as a momentary lapse or a trick of the mind. But others, years later, swear it was the moment the timeline shifted, a silent, unacknowledged turning point. Not dramatically, not violently, but delicately, like turning the page of a book you thought you knew and realizing the words aren't the same anymore. A quiet, unsettling revelation. People reported small inconsistencies, a logo spelled differently, a movie line they remember perfectly but no longer exists, a childhood memory that suddenly feels edited, as if someone tampered with the past. Not proof, not evidence, just patterns the internet refuses to forget, threads of collective memory that persist despite official narratives. These are the whispers of a changed reality. According to the theory, the collision experiment didn't create a new universe. It pushed us sideways into a neighboring one, a parallel existence, subtly different from our original path. The strangest part? These memory glitches, Mandela Effects, skyrocketed after the experiment. A sudden, undeniable surge in collective misremembering, too widespread to be mere coincidence. Again, not confirmed, not proven, just a timing that people can't stop noticing, a correlation that fuels the deepest suspicions about what truly transpired. One person described waking up feeling like their house was the same, but wrong. A subtle shift in familiar surroundings, an uncanny valley of the everyday. Another swore their siblings' eye color changed overnight, a detail so intimate and personal, yet undeniably altered. Such a small change, yet so profoundly disturbing. Others noticed small, eerie changes in their relationships, like people they've known forever suddenly carrying different habits or recalling events differently, a disconnect in shared histories. And then there are the dreams. Dreams that feel like memories from a life that no longer exists, vivid echoes of a reality left behind. These aren't just dreams, they're fragments of another timeline. If you've ever felt that lingering sense of something being off, a whisper from a forgotten past, you're not alone. Many share this unsettling intuition. But let's go deeper. According to the theory, the timeline split wasn't horizontal, between identical copies of reality. It was vertical, stacked, layered, a complex multidimensional shift. Imagine reality as floors of a skyscraper. Each floor is almost the same, but not perfectly. Small details, subtle differences, creating a unique version of existence. And the theory suggests the collision experiment created enough vibration, enough resonance to move consciousness from one floor to the next. A transfer of awareness, not physical being. Not your body, not your history, just your awareness. A tiny misalignment between where you came from and where you woke up. A profound shift in perception. And this misalignment is what some people describe as the wrongness, the shift, the echo. A persistent feeling that something is fundamentally out of place. People who believe this idea say the split wasn't meant to harm anything. It was like sliding a bookmark into the universe, and it didn't land perfectly straight. An accidental yet impactful cosmic event. Whether true or not, the law surrounding it has grown into one of the most intriguing mysteries online. A captivating narrative that continues to evolve and draw in new believers. Here comes the twist, the moment that changed the conversation. A few researchers in interviews shared online described something unusual during the experiment, a sudden drop in room temperature. A metallic clicking sound that no machine on site was producing, an anomalous auditory event defying all logical explanation within the controlled environment. Monitors flickering with static despite the facility being shielded from interference. A visual disturbance that hinted at a deeper, unseen disruption to the very fabric of reality. One employee described it as a pressure against the world, like something vast pressing gently against the surface of reality. A profound, almost physical sensation of cosmic interference. Again, stories, not facts, but stories that refuse to disappear, echoing through online communities and fueling the persistent questions about the true nature of reality. Around the same time, thousands of people online reported intense déjà vu, a feeling of having experienced something before, yet knowing it's impossible. Sudden exhaustion, an inexplicable drain of energy that couldn't be attributed to physical exertion. A weariness that seemed to stem from a deeper cosmic source. Time feeling too slow or too fast, a subjective distortion of temporal perception that defied the steady march of clocks. The very rhythm of existence seemed to falter. Memories that didn't match the people around them, creating a profound sense of isolation and questioning one's own sanity. A personal rift in shared history. Not proof, just alignment. Patterns that, according to some, point to the same moment in 2012, a convergence of anomalies too significant to ignore. Some people believe the split created a ripple that still moves through the world today. Not dangerous, not apocalyptic, but noticeable. A constant, subtle hum beneath the surface of reality. The theory says the ripple creates moments where reality doesn't sync perfectly. A shadow that glitches. A sound that echoes in a strange way. A face that looks slightly unfamiliar for a second. A street you swear had a store that isn't there anymore. Tiny details, barely noticeable, but unforgettable once you sense them, leaving a lingering question in your mind. Some people believe this is why the world feels faster now. Not because time changed, but because we aren't fully aligned with the timeline we're standing in. A constant, subtle friction with our current reality. And here's the most dramatic part of the theory. If the timeline shifted once, it could shift again. Not catastrophically, not violently, but softly, like drifting in and out of a dream. Some even claim they felt mini shifts, moments where the world flickers at the edges for a fraction of a second. A moment where they know, without proof, without logic, that something changed. That something rearranged itself. That something moved. No alarms, no announcements, just a quiet bending of the universe that only the sensitive ones can feel. A secret shared by a select few. If you've ever felt that, like reality trembled for a heartbeat, you might not be imagining it. Your intuition might be picking up on something profound, something truly extraordinary. So here's the question that pulls everything together. If reality did shift, even by a millimeter, would you want to know? Or would you prefer to keep walking forward, pretending the world has always been exactly this way? Because the people who notice the cracks, they never stop seeing them. Once you perceive the shift, it becomes an undeniable part of your reality, forever altering your perspective. Drop your strangest shift moment in the comments. Your story might be the doorway to the next video. Believe it or don't. My job isn't to convince you. My job is to open the portal. And if you felt even a whisper of recognition while listening to this, then you're going to want to see what comes next. Don't forget to subscribe.